Queue stacking refers to the way Xciter combines background scenes when going from one queue to another. As sequences are not affected by queue stacking, we will, for simplicity, only depict queues as having background scenes. Let's take a look at a small example first. Consider two queues, the first with a background scene that opens the dimmers and positions a certain group of fixtures. The second sets a certain color for some groups of fixtures. As we haven't launched any of the queues yet, the output is empty. Let's launch the first queue. The resulting output is, of course, open dimmers and the program position. Now, the reason it's called queue stacking is because Xciter stacks information from the background scenes, as you'll see when we launch queue number 2. The resulting look on stage will be opened and position lights with a color. The information from queue 1 wasn't wiped out when we launched queue 2. It was combined, or stacked, with a background scene from queue 1. Let's have a look at it in detail. Consider 4 queues in show memory. Queue 1 opens the dimmer and adjusts pan and tilt. Let's call this position 1. Queue 2 puts the color to yellow. Queue 3 is a blue color, and queue 4 adjusts pan and tilt to position 2. For simplicity, we only look at the background scenes of these queues. At the bottom of the screen, we have the resulting output from launching our queues. Let's run queue 1. On the output, we get open dimmers and position 1 as expected. When launching queue 2, the color information is added to the output like this. Let's launch queue 3. This time, the color information from queue 2 is overwritten by the color information in queue 3. But the position and the open dimmer information remains unaltered on the output. The resulting output from launching queue 4 comes as no surprise. The output remains the same, except from the position, which is changed into position 2. You have to take into consideration that when you program background scenes without dimmer information, the launching of queues such as queue 2, 3, and 4 will not have any visible effect on the output until you launch queue 1, which opens the dimmers. You may ask yourself how to get rid of everything. How do we empty the output? The only way to do it is to disable the background scenes in the running queue or leave queue mode. Hopefully, you see the power of queue stacking in terms of the different combinations you can produce simply by having a large and diverse palette of background scenes. In the example section, there is a chapter on MIDI that perfectly illustrates the power of queue stacking.